I should be. I should be. Now, this is what I would say, y'all. This is what I would say, guys. As far as the digitizing software goes, it really and truly comes all the way down to your budget. All right, it comes down to your budget. Why I'll say that? Because, like I said, I use 3 different programs in our training. The reason why I did that, because I've been using Wilcom, I want to say, let me safely say 10 years, because I don't want to tell any fibs. So let me say 10 years. I know it's more than 10 years, but let's say 10. Um, and we were using another program before that, before we got to Wilcom. When we digitized, I believe it was a name. Because we used to outsource before, and was still outsourcing our designs when they come in, like when customers bring in, because we started our business as a service business. That's how we started. Good morning, Maura. How are you? That's how we started, right? Offering services, embroidery and printing services. Um, and saying printing is just to simplify. Thank you so much for liking the live. I truly appreciate you. This is one of our members. You know, if I see you guys come in, I gotta cheer you on. I missed it to the latter half, but that worked out, right? So if you can get in at 6, even though I am using Hatch and you have, I think, in Brilliance, you're still able to follow along with what I'm doing in Hatch, because I'm calling out the tools that you will use or should be using in Brilliance. So I hoped it worked out more, because, you know, training can go, I guess, to 9 o'clock, but so sometimes that's a little late for some people. But again, I'm in their training. Yes, okay, great, 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 great. But, and then too, not but, let me take out the but. The important thing, I think, for me is knowing what tools to tell you to use in whatever program that you're using. And in order for me to do that, I actually had to be inside of that program as well. You know, because when I started offering digitizing training, I only had Wilcom. And so I will instruct based on the tools that I am using in Wilcom, the tools that Wilcom have. And other programs don't have these tools. So when I'm saying, okay, click, 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 or this, it didn't make sense in the other programs, because that's not how you do it, right? So I am happy that you're happy, that you guys are happy, and we will just build on that based on the program that each person has. And I'm demonstrating this leaf. I think we're gonna do something like that as well in training, maybe next week. But if I'm doing this leaf, then I can use some of the tools that I have in Wilcom to decorate this leaf. They may not have it in Hatch, or they may not have it in Brilliance. But when we get in Hatch, we just use what they have there to decorate the leaf. May not be the same thing, and we'll do the same thing using in Brilliance. So that's the next step, is using the software that we have, not doing the exact same thing with it. We will be doing the same design, but each design may come out looking different. So that's the next step that we're going to, as we build on what we're learning on the foundation. And I like moving fast. That's just me. I like moving. I shouldn't say moving fast, but I love moving and challenging myself. All right, so to answer Yak Smack, to answer your question better, right? You said which software is the best in versatility? That one is hands down Wilcom. I am true. Good morning, good morning. How are you? That's Wilcom, hands down. The slew of tools that you have available to you in Wilcom is just, that's all I'm gonna say to that, right? That's the first question. As far as yet easy to learn, if you have a good instructor, let me say that, if you have an instructor, then any program is easy to learn. If you have someone to walk you through it step by step, it's easy to learn. Well, I wouldn't say easy to learn, but it is easy to learn, right? The thing about anything that you learn, hey, come here. Come. Where you going? Where you going? Go in your bed. The thing about anything that you do, digitizing, embroidery, anything that you do, especially when you're developing skills or you're developing your talents or you are improving on your gifts, you have to work. Even if you're doing digital marketing, you have to put in work. You have to do it. That's it, right? I was looking at Welcome and Embrilliance as my top two. Yeah. Me, I'm biased. Yo, I talk about Welcome, you all will swear that they paying me, they not. But it's just an amazing tool, right? It's an amazing software. Now, the two are on the opposite end of the spectrum. Yeah, smack, let me say this, is on the opposite end of the spectrum as far as price wise. Well, not as far as price wise and tool wise. Now, some people say that Welcome is overwhelming because it has a lot of tools. Now, do you have to use all the tools? No. I've been using Welcome for over 10 years and I haven't even scratched the surface of the tools that they have available. I don't use a lot of the tools. I probably use a third of the tools in there. All right. And then, so budget wise, Welcome is on the high end, Embrilliance is on the other end, right? Tool wise, same thing. You just can't compare them because one is a professional program, which is Welcome, and the other one is a hobbyist program. The toolbar and the setup in Embrilliance is very straightforward, very, very straightforward. Everything is very straightforward, right? Because nothing is simple. And we have students that they have in Stitch Artist level 1 maybe to level 3. We also have students now that have Welcome, and we have students that have Hatch. And so I had to make a decision like, okay, you know what? I need to teach in all three. I can stick to my guns and say, well, okay, I'm only using Welcome, which is what I was doing before, guys. I'm only using Welcome, and that's what I'm using, because not everyone wants to invest in Welcome, right? And that's fact. Hey, Jess, thank you for the roses. Thank you so much. So not everyone wants to invest in Welcome, and any software that you get, it is an investment. But Essentials, or I should say Stitch Artist, you have the ability to, let's say, purchase level 1. Hello, hello. How are you? I want to make sure I say your name right, because I'll be butchering people's name. Raven. I'll follow you right back. What I want to say, yes, you have the ability to buy per level, okay? And I think the first level could be is under 170. I'm not exactly sure. Hey, Kyle, thank you for the follow. Let me see. Okay. And then you can add on yellow level 2 and then add on level 3. So you can build as you go. Me personally, when I got Embrilliance, I bought level 3 because I need all the top tools that they have. I needed that. Okay, coming from Welcome, and I'm not really coming from Welcome, but using Welcome for so long, and having so many different tools at my disposal, I definitely was not gonna start with level 1. But we do have students that have level 1, and that's fine because I show you how to use whatever we are creating, how to do it in level 1, as well as differentiate enough that if you have level 2 or 3, you don't feel like you're being held back. And I'm going to do the same thing now with the softwares itself, because with Welcome, you don't have level 1, 2, or 3, you have Welcome. Right? You have Welcome, period. And Welcome have a lot of tools. So if we are doing, let's say, this design that's on my screen, then we're doing this design, and we're going to use some tools that Welcome have to help us, improve this design if this is something that we're doing. Please help them. I want learn any image change to Stitch, please. I am not quite sure what you are saying. I'm learning how to digitize in Embrilliance. Okay, that's great. That is great, Carl. That is great. So you have in brilliance, and like I said, it's across the board with our students. They have, some have had, some have in brilliance, some have welcome. All right. Right now, I have my welcome open. So I will, because I have to time myself today. I have to get off in probably an hour. All right. So I think I got everybody's question answered. I do have, I guess this is a fern on my screen, and we're gonna digitize it. How long have you been learning, Carl? How long have you started learning digitizing in Brilliance? I'm gonna follow you on my backup account as well. Sorry, but when we are going to oh my goodness. Let's make can I think about it? Maybe we could do homeschooling on Mondays, but don't hold me to that. All right, don't hold me to that. Don't hold me to that tomorrow. But maybe we can do homeschooling on Monday. So you are really, really interested in homeschooling, huh? Carl said he's been digitizing for about 8 months. Are you selling your designs at this point? Are you selling your designs? Because yes, it's fun. Digitizing is fun. At least it's fun for me. Hey, Shawana. I know you. I'm not that busy though. I'm not that busy. I can play like I am. I'm gonna drink some water, but I gotta move off screen. Because TT be tripping hard. How are you? You've been doing it for family and friends. Y'all know how I go with the family and friend things, right? I love my family and my friends, but they can put us into a really bad habit. Or at least we put them into a really bad habit. Oh God, I'm hot. Ugh. I am so hot. We put them into a really bad habit. Y'all don't get me started about the family and friends. We have to love them, but it has nothing to do with business. So I'll ask this. Is this a skill that you are, let me get the right words, y'all, because y'all know my family be up in here too. But my family know me. Like, I'll be like, I said what I said, okay? I said it. I know you were in the room, and yes, I said it. So let me find the correct words, because I do love my family, and I love my friends. But they have nothing to do with my business, and a lot of the times they are not my customers. They're not. So when you get into the habit and get them into the habit of getting stuff from you for free, when you start charging for your stuff, they're not gonna buy it, and then your feelings are gonna be really hurt, because you were thinking that they were your customers and they were oohing and ahhing over your beautiful designs, and oh my gosh, this is so cute. Y'all know how they do. And then when it's time to pay for it, it's not cute no more. It ain't cute no more. All of a sudden you bougie. All of a sudden you Hollywooding on them, or you know. So cut that right out, Carl. Cut it right out. Practice your practice. Create stuff. Keep it as your sample, but do not give it away to family and friends. Hey, Vonda! Do not give it away to family and friends. You say they pay me though. Good. Very good. Good job. That's a good job. Do not give it away to family and friends. Don't do it. Don't do it. You have to get them into the habit of paying, and get yourself also into the habit of being paid. All right. So that way, because it always comes back down to when we start off like that, and we think, okay, you know, I'm just practicing. I'm not that good yet. I'm not good at embroidery. I'm practicing. And then you practice, you got good, or you get good. And because you were doing that before, now you have an issue with your pricing. Okay? So that's good, Carl, that they pay, because you all know how I feel about the family and friends. I love them, but that they don't have nothing to do with my business. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Okay, let's digitize this leaf, shall we? Let me see. Please, dear. Came to help you about image to stitch. What do you mean? What do you mean? Thank you, thank you. Thank you for the gifts. Y'all know I love me some gifts. And okay, so let me say this. Let me say this. Let me say this. Let me say this because I gotta say it. All right. We are 925 taps or likes so far, right? I can tell who comes in the room, who is tapping that screen, who is giving gifts. I can tell. I answer a lot of questions on my live. I give a lot of demonstration on my live, but I don't feel like I get the love back. I get it from certain people. Like I say, I can tell. You see, Vonda came in and she dropped 30 roses. 30 roses she dropped, plus other gifts. I can tell who come in and tap the screen. I can tell who gives gifts. I can tell. I'm just saying. Like, I answer a lot of questions. I do a lot of demonstration to help my crafting community. Again, crafting is our skills, our gifts, our talent, to help that community monetize our skills, gifts, and talent. The least you could do is tap my screen. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You know, Raisin, how are you? How are you? I don't know. I don't know the gender, so I won't say sir or ma'am. But you asking me a question. You haven't tapped my screen not once. You haven't shared out my life not once. So I am gonna monitor who's tapping my screen, who is sharing my live, who is showing me love, and I'm gonna respond in kind. So I say that to say I'm not about to answer your question. If that sounds rude, then you know. Show me love and I'm gonna show you love, because I think I lead by example. So I'm showing love. Yeah, it just takes a finger tap. Look, let me show you. I'm tapping on my other account. See the hearts going up on the side? That's me showing the love. See Kids Envy? Kids Envy is liking the live. I'm showing love. See the taps? That's showing love. I guess that's why they made it the little hearts, right? So they're like, okay, I'm showing you love. So I'm tapping on my other account. Okay? If you want to get information, boo, and I can tell, and the people who are tapping in here are the members of our community. That's who's tapping. Thank you, Vonda, for pinning that. I appreciate you. That's who's tapping. Y'all don't let me slide down the dark hole. Don't let me go down the rabbit hole with you guys. Don't let me go down the rabbit hole and because I ain't preachy much, but I am, right? Because it's all about helping my community build and grow. We have to learn. We have to learn to support and love on each other. Not just get. Like I'm just eating, and you hungry. All right? It's the reason why I come on my live. It's the reason why I come on my live. I have a million other things to do. I got all my tutus to put bows on. This one I'm going to dress it up a little more. I have a whole bin of tutus that I need to finish because I have an event this weekend. I have a whole bunch of shirts that I need to do because I have an event this weekend. I have a whole bunch of orders that we need to do for customers because we have an event this weekend. So we can get this stuff done. Today's Thursday and they can pick it up tomorrow because we won't be here for the weekend. Period. But I come on live because my intention is to help our community grow. We are all in the garment decorating industry, but we can't all always want to eat. And then everyone, I was talking about this yesterday, y'all. So you know what? I'm going to leave it alone and I'm going to go ahead and digitize. So again, I can tell who is tapping and liking my live. And if you're not liking my live, I will not. Like, don't ask me no question. You're welcome to stay in my live and watch me digitize and learn something from that. But don't ask me any questions because I ain't going to answer you. I ain't. our mindset. We have to change our mindset. I say crafting, but we are business owners. That's who we are. We are business owners. Even though I say I am a crafter, I am speaking to my gifts, my talents, and my skills. But as far as money production, and I'm doing business, okay? I'm doing business, but this is my give back, or this is my paying it forward to my community. I'm forever paying it forward, okay? I'm not just here to share just to share. I'm paying it forward so our community can grow. Get out of this mindset that you alone need to eat. It's simple. It's not just my life. Anybody life you go on, hey Trinity, anybody live you go on and you get in that room, they're doing something that you are interested in, tap their screen. You don't even have to send a gift. Tap their screen, share the live, encourage more people to come in. Period. Thank you, Vonda. Vonda showing you guys a great example. Thank you so much, Trinity, for the daily heart me. We just can't always want to. That's how we get robbed, right? Let's say you got all the food packed up in your house. Everybody else outside is hungry. You don't think they're going to team up and, what I want to say, collaborate on how they can come in and get that food from you? You don't think so? You think they're going to leave you in that house full of food and everybody outside is starving? What do you think? Think about that. All right, what do you think? So I'm just saying, in our community, I'm not being preachy, but I'm saying in our community, in our garment decorating industry community, first of all, we are working from home. That's cool. But first and foremost, we are business owners. Thank you, Carl. Thank you. Because I'm not trying to be preachy at all. This is all in effort to help us grow. Help all of us grow. Thank you all so much, because we at 5.4 thousand taps. We are at 995 and I was on for a minute answering questions before I even started digitizing. And the people who was asking the question, they wasn't even tapping the screen. Alright, so Carl, I appreciate you. Thank you so much, love. Alright, let's look at this leaf. What am I gonna do with this? I'm gonna do a bunch of run stitch on it. I'll do one side one way. I can't flip it, but I won't. I'll do one side one way, and then I want to show you the difference between two T's. And I know I'm not looking at my screen, but I'm also streaming on YT. Okay, I'm also streaming on YT, so you can see the full screen. Alrighty. So if you want to hop on over to our YT, well, you know what? Let me not say that. But don't leave this space. Don't leave TT. But you can hop on over on YT as well. You see my entire screen, my entire workspace, a lot better. Okay, so I am just going to, and I'm gonna mix it up. I want to show you guys something. Okay, so this time you can actually be green. That's cool. Alright, that's cool. It's actually green this time, because I don't know why, but I just don't change my colors. Thank you so much. Thank you all so much for the likes and the share. I do appreciate it. It makes me feel like I'm worthy. Best impression, welcome in. Thank you so much for the follow. That I'm actually impacting my community. I'm actually sharing something that you all want to learn with my community. That's what those hearts going up there. That's what it makes me feel like. I feel like, oh, okay, they appreciate me being on. So let me keep going. Let me give them more. Alright. So I believe it was Yak Smack. I don't think it was Carl. It was Yak Smack that asked me. I'm looking at this and I can see where my ending point is. It have a little nut there and I don't really like that. So I'm going to move them around. put my start point here and put my ending point there. All right. That's clear. I am going to go into wireframe, and no, I'm digitizing it now based on the fact that I don't want my machine to stop. That's what I'm doing. So I'm changing tool as I go, and I am going to do something a little different with this one, but I want to see if you all could see the difference. Alright, let's see if you all can see the difference. I'm using my complex fill tool. Let me see. Alright, cool. I am gonna bring, well, I guess it don't make sense if I bring it back, right? But right here, maybe to right there. I don't know if I'm gonna do this perfectly, but we're gonna try. What I'm doing, I'm putting veins in my leaf. And sometimes you can do that. You can do that in Welcome. And I wanted to show this because I think someone asked me flexibility wise. I cannot do this in Brilliance. Alright. Let's bring it back and see. See that? I can't do that in Brilliance, but I sure can do it in Welcome. That's the difference. So when we talk about flexibility, we need to talk about being able to scale. All right, so as my talent build, I am in the software that I'm learning in, and I'm able to use the tools that's in this software to help me achieve the look that I am going for. Look at the difference between the two. I use the same tool to create it, but then I use one more tool to enhance this one. This is what we are going to be this is what we're going to be doing in the training, and I may start it next week, like for real. So yes, let's say we do a leaf, but in Welcome I'm going to show you how to create looks like this within the software, right? Now I can decide, okay, do I just want to go with this? I have to check. I'm not even going to lie to you, but I have to check Vonda. I have to check. I have another tool that I'm going to show you guys how to use and how to set up, and I did see it in Hatch, but I definitely have to check. I haven't done, and I am going to be like super transparent, I haven't done a super deep dive into Hatch, and even in Brilliance, I would say, because what is in front of you, you know, basically what's there, that's what you get, right? So I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure. Okay, so for instance, if we're doing, let's say, this vine, and I actually was going to save this for class, but we'll do something else. If we're doing this vine, this is the difference. Like, this is what I may be able to accomplish using Brilliance, right? And maybe I can go in and be like, okay, I want to make my, you know, I can change the fill, but it still doesn't give me a lot of definition like this does, right? So maybe I say, okay, I'll change my fill, or I'll do this, or I'll do that, right? And also, Vonda, I need the tiger design back, because guess what happened, y'all? And it wasn't the software, it was just me forgetting, because it happened to me when I when I upgraded my Welcome, I had to reinstall it. So some of my files, a lot of my files was corrupted because I had my hard drive plugged in when I installed Hatch. So a lot of my files got corrupted. I gotta call them about it today, but a lot of the times They say what they say. They be like, it's corrupted, it's corrupted. Okay? Yeah, so I need that file again because that's one of the files that was corrupted. Look, I was so upset at myself. I was upset at myself. I was like, oh my gosh, so like I do not have the time to go back and redo these designs. Like, come on, Annette. But I left it plugged in and I just installed Hatch, and sometimes it does that. Even when I upgrade, I will come if I have to reinstall it. It does that. So, but if you can send me the design, I will definitely resize it for you and email it back. So, here we go. We're gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna keep going and in my run stitch, but I just wanted to show you guys this right here. Now, doesn't this look so much cooler? I know I'm in the way. Like, I am so in the way. Let me see if I can move myself. Okay, there we go. I'm so in the way. Let me tuck me to the side a little. Okay. Looking at both of them, I like this. This one is pretty cool. Now I can decide. Okay, no problem. No problem. I'll look out for it and then I'll do it. Alright, I'll look out for it and then I shall certainly do it. Okay. So now I can decide. Let me see. Let me change my color real quick. And am I in a run stitch? I am. Maybe now I can just follow that path and do that. But I think, right, I can add these. But I can add these to, you know, define it a little more. Let me move my thing. But that looks really, really good, right? It looks really good, like a leaf. This one's a little poppier. All right. So I am going to do a run stitch. Sorry, I had that too. And again, I'm gonna have run stitch in the middle here, but that's fine because, you know what, let me back on up. I can do it like that, but that is not how I do my design. I ain't gonna even play. I go from side to side, I'll go from side to side, and that way this could connect to that, and then I'll do a run stitch up to there. Because if I don't, I ain't gonna walk you all through it. I'm gonna confuse you all so badly. I was just having a training moment there. I had to stop myself. Because if I show you all everything here, why would you all want to join my academy when I teach you all everything right here, right? All right, so I'll do this one. I'm gonna do all of them. Change my color real quick. All right, I'll do all of them like that. I just wanted to show you guys this. Now let me do some moving around. Let me move this around. All right, so I need you to start and stop here. Okay, I need to start and stop here. I'll go back to my first. You can start up there and stop there. Okay, that's cool. Start and stop. Start and stop. That works. Okay, start and stop is right here. Hold on. And you'll know I have the face on, right? That was happen when I'm digitizing. I have the face on. Let me just move this. I have my face on when I'm digitizing. I want to move this and see. I know I'm being extra. Okay, it is my stop point. I'm not gonna OD over it. That's just a matter of me moving some nodes around, and that will move out of the way. This right here that you're seeing. Once I move my nodes around, it will. Yes. Thank you, Vonda. Let me see if I can pin that. That's just stuff that you're gonna use in the academy. You're gonna learn that in the academy. You get a full walkthrough in the academy. So come on in, y'all. If you want to learn how to digitize, come on in. Come on in. My lives are demonstrations. They are not instruction. I do give a lot of instructions, but you want to learn the in-depth process, come on into the academy. All right, I'm gonna do the same thing. And the reason why I am not duplicating these stuff is because not all my leaves are exactly the same. All right, it's not exactly the same shape or size. I like precision. That's just me. Ooh, girl, change your color, please. Thank you. All right, I'm just gonna do them, and then I will. So I'm not changing them for each one, right? And then I'll come back and I'll do that. I'll do the. You use Chroma. You use Chroma to digitize. If I join your academy, would I still be able to use what you teach? You definitely could. You definitely could. The why I say is because I would not be able to probably tell you what exact tool you should use in Chroma, because I don't use Chroma, all right? But because what I'm teaching you is skills that you can transfer to any software. It is the reason why I am able to teach in Welcome, Hatch, and in Brilliance, because it's that foundational or fundamental skills that you're learning, and I just take it into the other software. I just need to understand or know what tool it is called over there, because in each software, they try to be cute, for real. All right, they try to be cute, Jojo. And so, for instance, I can be in Welcome, and let's say I'm using my complex fill tool, which creates a fill for me. And I can be in Brilliance, and that tool is named something different. I am digitizing with points and adding fill. In Hatch, I'm digitizing a closed shape. So it's called something different, but they do the same thing. Now, I will also say this. Yes, Stitch Art. Thank you, Vonda. Stitch Artist. Those are the three that I use. I don't. I'm not familiar with Chroma. I know that goes with the, what do you call it? Rocoma machine. That's their software that they use. But again, you can digitize in any software, and your Stitch file is the file that you would save. That's the language that your embroidery machine speaks, and that's the file you would save it in. So no matter what software, it can be Stitch Artist, Welcome, Hatch that I'm digitizing in, I'm able to save. My machine reads DST, so I'm able to save my DST file in all three of them. All right, so you can definitely join our academy and you'll be able to follow along. You sent me a message. What do you want? So for sure. Okay, so I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going, and then I'll come back and change my start and stop point. This was a demonstration of Welcome. I haven't seen this in any other software. Circa K, welcome in. Thank you for liking the live. I haven't seen this in any other software. Again, I'm gonna do a super deep dive, and you may not exactly be able to do this in, let's say, Hatch or in Brilliance, but we may be able to do something else in those software, right? It may not be exactly this, but we'll be able to do something else. So I am using Wilcom. So some of the things you may see me doing in here doesn't necessarily translate over to the software that you are using. Okay, A Touch, welcome in. Y'all know I love it when you all follow me. I'm following you right back. Thank you so much, love. So let's do this leaf, and then I'll come back and do my run stitch. I'm going side to side because my stem is not that big. And if I digitize these coming up here and then go down here, which means I will have a double, these run stitch, I will have two of them coming down here. Again, we are always thinking, when we're digitizing, we're always looking at how we can minimize our stitch count and minimize the time that we invest in digitizing this design. So again, like I kept reiterating last night in training, analyze your design before you start digitizing one stitch. Analyze your design, period. Look at it, see what comes first. See what comes first, what comes second, what's the best route should I go. Do you do cross stitch at all? What do you mean, Weaver Woodworks and more? Good morning, welcome in. What do you mean, cross stitch? Thank you so much, Shawana, for liking the live. Thank you all so much. I don't know, I always have something in my throat. I like to do cross stitch patterns. I need a digitizer. Okay, I got you. I understand what you're saying. Do you want to learn how to do your own cross stitch designs, patterns? So in Wilcom, I'll show you something right now. In Wilcom, I have 1,000,001 patterns that I can use. So for instance, let me come out of this real quick. And let me use this leaf, right? So let's say I want to put a different pattern on this. So these are ew, girl, something's in my throat. So this is, I'm gonna hide my design real quick. This is a cross stitch pattern. So listen, it depends. I go like berserk over here in Wilcom. Like, it got so much cool tools and toys. I call them toys, but they're not. It's a powerful software. It's not a toy. If you're scared of breaking it, trust me, you won't. If something go berserk and I call them and they can't fit, I just, reinstall. It never happened that I had to, reinstall my software. It never happened. And I have done some things to the software. But it's just a matter of calling. Maybe I get Maria, maybe I get James. And if need be, they will take control of my computer and fix it for me. But it hasn't happened in years because I guess I got a little better at not breaking my software. All right. So this is a cross stitch pattern weaver. Now, maybe I do this and my leaf is so small. I really don't have like these open spaces here. I'm not a fan, right? Maybe I'm not a fan. So I'm gonna go into motif fill. That's my motif fill. I did the cross stitch, so I'm in motif. That's a single motif. Black work, I had to remember it so I can come back. Cross, because you gotta keep in mind that this is super small. Alright? So I have all these patterns. I'm gonna go bigger. Let me go bigger so you can see it better. Cause this leaf is small. All right. So let me create a bigger pattern. Cause that leaf is mad small. All right. This leaf is about 1/4 inch in width and size. So let me do something bigger so you can better see the pattern. All right, so I do have this set at A as a run stitch. Okay, change that to fill real quick, and I will change my color. Okay, I gotta pay attention to this screen. I'm looking at my monitor and I'm looking at this phone, and I'm all, look, I'm like Suge, right? I'm all in the video, all up in the screen. I am blocking the whole design. All right, so let me pay attention. I know YT, they can see my whole screen. They're not seeing me. Welcome in if you're over on YT, because I am not monitoring my chat over there. My bad. I don't have my iPad open. And then TT, yeah, I know I'm kind of sort of, because I'm zoomed all the way in. So you guys can see that pattern, right? Let me just zoom out a little. So again, like I was showing, this is the cross stitch. That's the cross stitch design, and because it's bigger now, I can really see the design, right? And it looks nice. Of course, from here, if I'm using this, I'm still looking at my edges, and you see, because it's gonna do what it's gonna do, right? It's gonna look beautiful inside, and to clean up my edges, I would probably go in and do an outline like that. All right, I'll probably put an outline on it to keep it clean. Hey, 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 my beautiful husband, or my handsome husband, welcome in. Thank you for liking the live. All right, I'll clean it up by putting an outline like that. Okay, I'll go back, remove that, choose it, and go into motif. That's my motif, single motif. This is my single motif. I'm under motif fill, single motif, and that's my kite pattern. As I drop down, see that there? These are all the different patterns. I'm not even at the bottom. Hold on, I have a validation coming up. What's going on? Okay, it took a minute to get here. Hold on. Okay. All right, cool. I have all of these, and I'm not even at the, let me go to the top, but I have all of these that I can choose from. And each one is going to give me a different design. You see how much that is? So it depends on what you're looking for. Top of the day, top of the day. It depends on what pattern or what look you're going for. I'm going to click out of it so I don't choose nothing too crazy. I'm on kite 1, right? So let's say, let me zoom in and say I want to do leaf. It looked like that. I'm sorry. That's my leaf. And that's my leaf 1. This is my leaf 2. That's my leaf 3. So it depends. When I say it depends on what you are looking for. Oh my gosh. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Hold on a second. I need to get this. Hold on a second. Hold on 1 second. Let me mute my mic right here. Okay. Yes, hi. Good morning. Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. Yes, it is. Yes. Yes. Okay. Me too. Thank you. Okay. Let me unmute my mic. And y'all know I'm gonna share, right? So we have been on the journey of making sure that our business is set up for funding. Okay, so I was talking about corporate, and this ain't got nothing to do with digitizing, but it does. But setting our business up for funding. Okay, and I was talking about corporate phone numbers and corporate emails and corporate addresses, And I was like, okay, I said it, but let me check because Google has changed a lot of their policies. So that was Google on the phone. And so I had to do a video verification. So I think I'm good now because they actually had my thing on hold. Okay, so anyways, they had my G my business before I get a flag. G my business. I was verified on there. And then your girl went and be like, you know what? I'm about to use my corporate email and see what happens. Guess what happened? They're like, okay, go ahead now and make a video. I need to see you go into this workspace. I need to see your equipment. I need to see because you big corporation, right? So I need to see your vehicle. Come here. I need to see your vehicle because you have a vehicle, right? So let me see the vehicle. Let me see the license plate. That the license plate actually has your business name on it. Thank you, Jesus, that ours does. We do have embroidered ink on our license. Well, it's not all that, but you all know what I mean. Because you ain't going to put your whole 15-letter business name. It's just not going to happen, right? So I had to create a video. Long story short, I had to create a video. And it's not a video you can edit and then upload. It had to be in one take, live. They send you a QR code. You scan it. Be like, okay, I'm ready. And you start running your video. And that's what I had to do. So they would just call in to double check. So hopefully I'm good now and they're going to put me back under verification. Honey, let me tell you, we talk about it on Monday. I ain't going to get into it on the live. We talk about it on Monday because we are setting our business up. It's not just about, and we teach this. When I say crafting meets business, I literally mean that. Crafting, digitizing, that's a skill, right? That's a skill that we're learning. And so how can I build a business with this skill that I'm learning? Understand, y'all? How can I build a skill from this? How can I build a business from this skill that I'm learning? It's not just about pressing shirts and embroidering shirts. Now we got to do business. Honey, so hive. Hey, Angela, welcome in. Now we have to do business. And the business part, it takes a minute. So what? Welcome in. Yo, look, my little big finger moved my chair right out of the way. Hold on. I gotta get it back. Hold on. My little big finger just moved all my chair. Sound effects. Chair. Clapping. Laughter. Okay, let me see if I have them. Yeah. Okay, good. Welcome in, you guys. So that was that call right there, and I had to take it because I knew exactly what it was, and if I didn't take it, then I would stay as you need to verify your business. So hopefully that's straight, and I am verified again on their platform because it helps, you know. I don't want to show up as unverified, somebody searching my name, because you all know the path that we are on right now is building our business to be funded. I showed you guys, I shared with you all the credit cards that I have in my business name, and that's just one business. I have multiple businesses that are registered, have their business license, have all the work. Thank you so much for the popular, Angela. Have the full works. All right. So that's the goal. That's the goal right there. But I had to test it out, because if I'm telling you guys to do it, I had to test it out. It's been a minute since I signed up on these platforms, and they have changed. They have changed their policies. They changed like how they verify you now. They changed certain things. And so as we talk about corporate this and corporate that, I have to make sure that that was still. So y'all know I'm the guinea pig. Finger scrolled. Oh, okay. So y'all know how I do. I am going to test it out myself, so that way I'm able to tell you all, yo, don't do this and maybe not do that, or do it this way or do it that way. All right, so I am doing this to show, because I think Weaver asked me about the cross stitch. I am in welcome, and so I'm showing you different stitch option, different patterns that I can choose. I showed you 3 so far. Let's go down and choose something else, because I have a lot. Let's go with the star 9 and see. That's the star. Maybe star 20. So I can choose. The sky's the limit. Let me just say that. The sky's the limit. And I think I practiced last night. And how can I find the dockers for moving the objects in welcome? The dockers for moving the object. The dockers. I'll show you the dockers because that look like 2 questions. So what? But I'll show you where to find the dockers. Go up to. Make sure I got it. Make sure I got it. Hold on a second. You know what? I'm hitting my screen real bad. All right, so right here it says window. This is where you're gonna find your dockers and your toolbar, like moving the objects up and down. I still don't get it. Moving the object. Cause your dockers are not gonna move your objects up and down. They're not gonna move your objects really. What your dockers do, let me see if I can bring you over here. I know I can zoom out, but these are dockers. See this right here, my property, my object property, that's a docker, and then my color objects list. These normally the 2 that I have open all the time, right? When I say open, I have them flied out. All right, those are the dockers. All right, that's my screen on the right. So they tend to line this right side. Those are dockers. Maybe you're asking about your toolbars. Is it your toolbar? Because I want to make sure I understand it. Right there, the screen on the right. This one right here. So we can reorganize our objects that's on the screen. If I want to, change the sequence of my colors. Maybe the arrow in the property pane. Yes. Okay. So this one right here. I'm on this one right here. No, pointing to the wrong screen. I'm on this one right here. Are we talking about this one right here where I can move my objects up and down if I want to reorganize and reorder really my objects or my colors? This one. One more time. I know you said yes, but I wanted to make sure. This one, right? Yes. Okay. So this is my color objects list. To find it, go up to window. I have myself on the screen, so I can't even expand my screen. Go up to windows right here between setup and help. Click on it. It will drop down. You will go to dockers. Mine is open, but we're gonna go to dockers, and that one is your color object list. We're gonna slide on over here, and it's right here. Mine's is, I guess, highlighted because that tells me that it's open right here. And you click on it, and it's gonna open up. It's gonna drop it. It should drop it to the far right down that side seam. But if it doesn't, let me show you. Which one I don't have open? Let me see. Hold on one second. Let me see. Colorway editor. Do I have that? Yep, I do. Thread. Do I have thread? All right. So let me show you. Real quick. Product visualizer. Team list. I have these out. But I also have, if you see team list right here, I also have it up here. It is a Docker, but I have it up here, right? So I'll click it. That's my team list that just popped up, right? So once you click it, it's gonna pop up on the screen. It's gonna make your screen smaller as well. I can also pull it out of the Docker section. The more Dockers you have open is the smaller your workspace is gonna become. So remember that, okay? This is the size of my workspace now. Okay, it's gonna make that smaller. I pulled it out of the Docker section and now I have it on my screen. To put it back in, I'm going to hold the top. My cursor is on the top. I'm gonna left click and hold. And I'm sharing this, you all, because this is one of our members. And she does have welcome. So again, like I said, you support me, I support you. So that's why I'm sharing. So other people could actually, okay, Vonda, no problem. All right, we're gonna grab the top here where it says team name. I'm gonna left click and hold. And I am, you see it turned blue right there? I'm gonna let it go. So now we're back in my Docker section. It's pinned, that's why it's still on my screen. If I unpin it, it should go over here to the far right. It should go over here to the far right. All right, I'll pull it out again. I can left click and hold it and pull it out on my screen. Now it's on my screen. I'm still holding it. I'm left clicking. I'm holding down the left side of my mouse. If I let it go, it's gonna be on my screen. To put it back in your Docker section, you missed the object property. I'll pull it out again and I'll show you. To put it back in the Docker section, I'm gonna left click and hold and drag it over and wait until you see that blue. See that blue cast that comes up? Now you know it's back in the Docker section. I can unpin it and it's gonna drop it on this far side for me. All right, so hopefully I don't mess it up, right? So I'm gonna go into Dockers and I will show you. You have design property, overview window, object property, color object list, which is the one you're looking for, colorway editor, thread, stitch list, team list, carving stamp, and clip arts, right? If I click on my color object list, it's gone. All right, it's gone because what I did, I unchecked it and so it removed it. Now I only have this one, right? I'm gonna unpin this object property for a minute, so I'll only have one on the screen. Okay, got you. So let me get back my so to pull it out, I am just gonna click on it and it's gonna slide out and I'm gonna pin it so it stays there. I'm gonna go back up into Windows, Docker, and then my color object list, and it's gonna come back. And it's pinned. Once you get it out of your Dockers, it's gonna pin it for you. If you don't want it sitting here, just unpin it and it's gonna put it back to this far right hand side. All right, good. Good. You are so welcome. So what? You're so welcome. Y'all, I am always excited. Now, if something flies out, the way how this fly out, like if I hover over it, let me see, where are you? And sometimes it just flies out on you. Just don't do anything. Don't click it. Don't do nothing. And it's going to slide back in to its place. You are welcome. All right. So I think I answered all the questions. You are so welcome. Because this software is a powerhouse. It's a powerhouse. And I love it. All right. Cool. All right, so I was answering Weaver's question about the cross stitch, and I was showing her how many options we have over here in Welcome as far as the cross stitch or the patterns goes. I have hundreds of patterns that I can change from, or that I can choose from, my bad. So I'm gonna go ahead and delete that. Let's see. Okay, cool. And go back to the leaf and bring my design back. I will continue the leaf. I'm timing myself too. So where am I with this leaf? run stitch, and we are in green. Okay, cool. So I'll do a run stitch to right here, and I'm gonna be switching tools back and forth as I go, right? They're all gonna be one color. I keep saying I gotta switch to my pen and I never do. Enter, and I'm doing it like this so that my I minimize my stitch count. Not only that, but the stitches that I have running up and down this stem, right? I didn't want to double up the stitching by doing one side and then having to run down again the other side. I didn't want to do that. Now I'll switch tools again, seeing that these were close together. Now why am I doing this? Can anybody tell me why I am doing this? Why am I putting in run stitches? Like, why? Shouldn't I just be, digitizing my leaf and be done with it? Why am I putting run stitches in? Can anyone help me out with that? Why am I doing run stitch? Anybody? Let me see if you'll put it in the chat. Okay, you said you found it. Thank you for underlay. Okay, so the reason why we are doing the run stitch is to ensure that our machine doesn't stop. Okay, what I don't want my machine to do is stitch this one, and let's say both of these are close together, so they will jump to each other, right? See, all that is jumping. But then when it does these two, my machine is going to stop and then come up here and start these sequencing too. If I don't, because every time your machine stops, that's time. That's how I think of it. Every time my machine stops, it's taking time because it's gonna stop. I mean, it does it pretty quick, but that's time, right? So I don't want it to stop and tie off. So it does these two. I'm gonna digitize. You can manually digitize it. I'm doing my run stitch, and that way my machine will run to here, continue these two, run to here, continue, and so on and so forth, right? Your underlay is something different. Let me come out of this and I'll show you. So let me choose this one, and I'm gonna zoom in so that you make sure. I know sometimes when we starting to digitize, we have a tendency to play around. Oh, you're fine. You're fine. And I am like so happy that you did take a guess, because then I was like, okay, I'm not the only one in the room. Hey, Reese, welcome in. And there's no wrong answers, because guess what? Because you took a guess. Thank you for the daily heart. Because you took a guess, I am able to give you the correct answer, but also explain the underlay part of it, right? Because you took a guess. So it doesn't have to be correct, right? That's fine. So the underlay, and I know when we start digitizing, we have a tendency to mess with our underlay a lot and our density a lot. Depending on the program that you're in, we tend to mess around with it, right? The point of it is, most of these programs, if you choose your fabric, I know it will come. I can set my fabric, I can choose it, and it will automatically choose the correct underlay for me, the correct pull compensation and density for me, and also my underlay. But if I choose this, I am, this is why I keep these two open always. No matter what computer I'm in, I have my color object list, so I can reorder or reorganize my colors or my objects. And I also keep my object property open, so I can go under underlay. With that chosen, I can go under underlay and I can add my underlay. Right now I don't have any underlay chosen. My first underlay, I can make it an edge run, and I can give it a second underlay. Again, your underlay is going to give that body. Again, we talk about fundamental or foundation. It's going to give your top stitch, that foundation, to make sure it is solidified, right? And it's not moving all over the place or sliding on you. And I'm gonna say slide loosely. I don't literally mean slide, but it gives the top stitch that foundation, right? And if you have the right underlay or the correct amount of underlay, then your top satin stitch is going to stitch out and look like butter, for real. Sometimes, depending on the software you have, you don't have a lot of options as far as the underlay, right? So for instance, this is a satin stitch, and I promise you all, in Wilcom, what you see here, that's how you stitch. This is how your stitches really stitch out, looking like butter, for real. So I can put an edge run in here, and I can do a double tatami. These are my underlay stitching, right? So I have double tatami. I'm gonna turn off my true view, and I'm gonna hide my thing. These are my, that's my underlay. Okay, let me turn off my double tatami. You saw that it changed. I'll turn it back on. Right, this is my tatami stitch that's under here, right? I'm giving it a double tatami because I want it to have, you know, a good it's come with an edge run, and then these gonna be zigzag stitches, but it's also gonna put in a tatami, a double tatami. So let me turn this off. I can change my length and all these different things, but if I don't put in a second underlay, that's what it would look like. All right, I can also make this a double satin. Okay, I can make this a raised satin, as a matter of fact. So let me put this back on. But your underlay has has to do with that foundation, and depending on what you're digitizing, or what you what you're digitizing, sometimes I remove my underlay completely. Like if I am manually digitizing outline, and I know it already have a bunch of zigzag stitch and all these different things, can I use my fat pipe? Your fat pipe? What do you mean? What do you mean, Maura? Your fat pipe? I don't catch what you mean when you say fat pipe. All right, so let me bring my stitches back. Right now I have a regular satin stitch. I can also change this to a raised satin stitch. I know you can see the difference, but when you stitch it out, it's actually even higher. Now I went from, let's say, 816, and when I made that one double, it went up to 913. All right, it went up to 913. So if you do all of them raised, it's gonna be nice and raised, like real nice and raised, but you also add into your stitch counts. Keep that in mind. It's just one, and I think I went up about 100 stitch. 100 stitches were added. Yes. What? Hold on. I'm doing the most over here. And another thing too, in Wilcom, you can, when you go into Embrilliance and you go into I want to say preference, you can choose your hoop and everything in there. Your file, your stitch type, file type, and everything in there. But in Wilcom, I can actually create different templates. So when I open my software, I can go here, and I can say, okay, I'm about to do a 3D design. I'm about to digitize a 3D design. And so I want a new screen. I don't know if you all could see this properly because that's in the way. Okay. All right. If I just want to open my default program new page, I can go to new page. I don't ever come here to open a new page. I use my shortcut. Girl, stop sneaking. Girl. I'm gonna keep a stick here. Now when you sneak down here, I just start beating you with a stick if you stare me. Look the guard dog, yo. Look the guard dog. She ain't even hear nothing. Girl, bye. I don't know what type of guard dog I have, right? Right? She need to.
Come on.
You made it far though.
Huh?
I said you made it far.
I was trying to figure out how to get around here.
That's why I left the lights on. That's why I left the lights on. Cause you be sneaking. I get a stick, and the first time I hit you with that stick, you won't bet you stop sneaking up on me. All right, y'all. So I can come here and I can open up a design. I can open up a design that is default to my software. Right? Crafty mama, you laughing at me. But also I can choose my template. So let's say I can literally create a template, right? So what I do, like for my 3D, I'm gonna click on this so you will see it, and this will pop up here. This screen would pop up here. So new from template, as you can see, I can choose my fabric. I can say use other fabric, or I can choose my fabric. My fabric tends to stay on cotton, but again, if I'm working with other fabric, I can choose it here. And also, you see my 3D, this is my template that I created. Then I have my normal, so that way I'm not always coming back in every time I'm starting to digitize for 3D. I'm on this and I'm changing all of my settings because I use different settings when I'm digitizing in 3D. So I can literally change my setting and then save that as a template. And I always have that template that I can go back to. All right. I don't think you have that. Again, not 100% sure that you have that capability in. Why you look like that? Okay, you know I'm going to delete you, right? Because you don't even look right. Why do you look like that? Hold on. Let me see something. Okay, there we go. Alright, so we keep going. I need a run stitch. A 3D meaning for puff, or yes. I'm sorry. That's how I say, because you literally get to name it and all of that. So what I do believe I do have that video in the community. I think I have a video of creating and saving templates so that you're not always having to mess with your settings, right? Because I can change my settings on this screen. I can change my settings, and the moment I close my software down, if I didn't save it as a template, the next time I reopen my software, it's gonna open back into the default template that I have it set at, right? So that is my normal. So I have a normal template there. That's my normal template. So my software defaults, I set that as default, and so it opens back every time into that template, right? So if I didn't save those settings for 3D, every time I come in and I'm digitizing 3D, I'm gonna have to change those settings. Who wanna remember that all the time? I just go into that template, open it up, and my settings is set. But I do have that video in the community. I do. How to save templates, also how to digitize 3D. That will be in replay on the Welcome, I think, because we did that training. How to digitize 3D. Good morning, Jeff. Jeff Embroidery. So many great things is available. It is. And I know a lot of the times we look at the investment of the price, but you get so much. It makes your digitizing life so much easier, so much simpler. Yes. And I say that tentatively because it's settings that I can't save it. I really can't save it. I haven't seen the save template function in Embrilliance that I can actually save it, but I am gonna go in and create a video using my settings from Wilcom, but I haven't seen I'm not saying that they don't have it. I haven't seen it. Thank you so much. I do appreciate that, and it's been like class 2 with you and the things you teach. Thank you so much. I so appreciate that. I so appreciate that. I hope you keep that in mind when I start pushing you really hard. But I do appreciate that. Absolutely. I do appreciate that. Is that like let me look at my other phone because it's moving really fast here. Is that like the 3D puff? Yes, it's exactly that. So when I say 3D, I'm talking about the puff. Um, when we use the 3D foam, when we use the foam to make our puff, to create our design. Let's say don't have one here with me. I have a kid's shit, but it's probably upstairs. To make it stand out, that puff. Well, you actually have to digitize your design to accommodate that puff, right? You can't just go regularly and be like, okay, I'm regularly digitizing, and then to put it on that puff. It's not gonna look good at all. You have to change your settings to accommodate puff. So it's a total different thing. A total different way. Yeah, a total different way of digitizing because you end up having to digitize. And this is why my emphasis is teaching you guys how to digitize manually. This is a perfect example because when you digitize for puff, you have to digitize manually. You can't use the auto thing that's on your tool, right? You can't use the auto underlay. You gotta digitize manually. So just wait until you see my dog. I know that's right. I know that's right. I know that's right. Post it in the community. So you still need the puff underneath. Well, that is the material that you will be using, Crafty Mama. That is the material that you used. So let's think of it. Let's think. You know what? Hold on. I'll go get the shit because I don't think I'm looking around and I don't have it here. Give me 1 second, y'all, because I don't have it here. I don't have it here, so I can show you guys. You said it's awful. No, it's not. No, it's not. Because you tried, and guess what? The next time you do it, and all that awfulness that you're talking about right there, you want to bet the next time that you attempt it, it's going to be better because you're going to learn from those mistakes that you did. All right? 3D available in Brilliance using Stitch Artist 2 or 3. 3D puffs. Hold on 1 second. Thank you, Reese. Okay, Whitey, I know you guys can see me. I know you all can see me. But this is... Hold on, let me turn this to me. Hold on. Okay? Okay. So this is 3D using the puff material. See how it stands out of the shirt? Alright, I'm giving you all the side view, but you see how it stands, how it's just standing out on the shirt. This is 3D puff. I'll show you guys. See if I can find it, because my whole shelf full, y'all. I had way too much stuff on the shelf. And everything just fell. Okay. And this is the foam. This is the foam. This is the 3D foam. They have it in different size, and I would say not all brands are made the same as far as the 3D puff goes. You literally get what you pay for, kind of, sort of. So be mindful of that. But when you're digitizing using this, if I know I'm creating a design that I'm gonna be using 3D, then my technique of digitizing is completely different. All right, and because I do not want to always go in and change my settings, I don't even want to remember my settings, if I'm being honest. I created a template for it in Welcome. All right. Again, you can't just go in and digitize regularly how you do, because when you stitch it out on the shirt, it's not gonna come out looking good at all. You will have stuff in there that shouldn't be in there, and it's gonna beat down on the foam. You have to cap your corners to make sure that it helps cut that foam, or otherwise your foam is gonna peek through your stitching. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. Okay. Okay, Reese, thank you. So it's puff. 3D puff is available in Brilliance using Stitch Artist, and I think it's available in Welcome as well. That you can automatically digitize using the 3D function. And again, that 3D that I'm talking about, that is not in Brilliance. That's not that tool that's on top that you just click. That 3D in Brilliance, it is to turn off your true view, but we're talking about puff, digitizing for puff, right? And so they do have it where you can automatically digitize, but you all know how I do. I love learning how to digitize it manually. So just in case my auto is doing something that I don't want it to do, I know how to go in and do it manually. You don't think you like it much? Okay. In Welcome, it is like perfect. Okay, so do your second try and then post it. Need to go on the next one. Oh my gosh, you all are so funny. So funny. But I wanted to challenge you all last night. I didn't just want to come in with the simple because I want you all to understand that overlapping concept. But I wanted, because I find, this is just my opinion, I'm not saying this is what it is, I find that when I am challenged, because you all know I'm competitive, so when I am challenged, my competitiveness come out, I'll be like, okay, so it pushes me to master it. It pushes me to do that. So the more challenge I can get is the more I'm gonna push through it. All right. No, I'm actually in Grizz. I am actually in Welcome right now. I'm using Welcome right now. And the reason why, no, this is Welcome. And the reason why when I come live, I do Welcome, because I can do so much more in this software. All right, I can do so much more using this software. You gotta try it again. Yeah, that's the thing. Like when you do it, and if you don't love it, or you feel that you failed, because there's nothing, you always gonna learn something. So I don't want you guys to think that you failed. You didn't fail. It was your first try. When you were a baby and your first attempt to walk, did you succeed? Did you just get up and be like, okay, I'm gonna walk today? No, you fell, but you kept trying. Same concept. You kept trying. Right? So let that determination kick in, and I promise you're gonna get it. You're gonna get it, and then you're gonna look back at that and be like, Why did I thought that was difficult? But it was your first try. It was the first try. And on top of that, you will learn something. You will learn something. You would have picked up something, be like, oh, I can actually maybe do this, and will be something, because I just want you guys to be able to learn the fundamental and then take it to the next level. All right. What I am not going to do is to tell you this needs to be done exactly this way. And some people do that. I don't, because I know everybody learn differently. Everybody have different learning style. And because I choose to run around the house, I choose to leave from right near the front door and run around the house and come back to the front door to come inside. That don't mean that you won't figure out, but I'm right next to the front door. Why I just don't walk up the stairs and go inside, right? So, same concept. Same concept. And I know I'm going to be jumping around a little bit, but this is what we do on live, right? So let me show you guys something real quick. Let's say I have this. I hope you guys can see my screen. I don't want that. I want something else. Plain myself. Can you come straight? Why you? Thank you. All right, let's say I have this shape. Yes, it's going to be green. You all know how that does. I'm going to change it to Tommy in a minute. Let me change the color while I'm at it. And maybe I have, no, I want to do something bigger. And maybe I have, then go make it too big. Like, let's not overdo it. All right, I'll change. Let me just make these bigger a little. Can I have them real small? All right, cool. So now I can change it also to Tammy. Okay, cool. I am going to reorder it as well. All right, so let's say, look, I made a little mini mushroom. I figured it out. I was trying too many things at one time, but I got it using Hatch. Okay, great. Great. And did you not learn something in the process? You figured out that you were doing too many things at the same time, right? So especially if you have access to multiple programs, pick one, learn that program, learn how to digitize in that program. And if you like how the program is digitizing, then stick to it. Don't go get another program, because these programs are pricey. But if you have multiple programs, pick one, because each one, the tools kind of operate a little different. Now, I love digitizing and Welcome, because I love looking at my stitches and see them looking right, or how I need them to look. But anywho, this is a little too tall, so I'll bring it down because I'm being extra. That's all. I'm just being extra. So let's say I have something like this, right? And I just don't want to manually digitize my outline. I'm just showing you all. I'm not gonna blow your mind. I'm just showing, because we are going to start using the tools that are in our software to aid us in digitizing faster. Period. Because we're not about working hard, we're about working smart, right? So let's just say that I was like, you know what, I'm going to use what I got. So I'm going to create an outline from this real quick. I need my outline. Why are you coming out red? Because that's the last thing I use. Okay, I'll change my outlines after. Now, if my outline width is too big, then I'll just make it smaller. But I want to use my auto tools because I don't feel like manually digitizing. right? So I can come in here and manually digitize an outline, do a run stitch, change it to a column. But let's just say I want to use my tool to do this here as well. All right, so I'm gonna come up here and I want to change my outline to black. Okay, I want to change my outline to black. But guess what? What I have going on here is my green color. I'm gonna go into wireframe. I have my green fill. I have my, I want you all to pay attention to right here. Right here is where I'm focusing on, this area right here. Let me zoom in some more for my TT family. Okay, this right here is where I'm paying attention to. I have the fill, the green fill on top, that is layered here. I have the red fill, that's layered here as well. We're paying attention to this section right here between this square, right? I have the green fill, I have the red fill, I have my black outline that's under here as well. I have my top outline that's under here as well, right? So that's 4, including all of the underlay that they have. All right, so that's 4 with 4 underlay. That's a bunch of stitching, right? I'm gonna come back into, and what's gonna happen is you are going to see, because I have this outline, I'll put it so you can see it that way. This is the outline here. I also have this outline that you are going to see under this stitch. You're gonna see it when you stitch it out. Yes, I'm on the screen and it looks nice and flat, but when you stitch it out, it's not gonna be nice and flat. This area right here is gonna be very bulgy, and I can almost guarantee that your needle is gonna break, or your thread is gonna break, or you're gonna get some nesting down in your bobbin area. Okay, so we always have to make sure that we want to eliminate as much stitching on top of stitching that we can, right? We want to eliminate it. So what I am going to do, I'm gonna cut this part of it out. Now notice I used my auto outline tool because your girl didn't feel like going in and doing a run stitch, manually digitizing my sides, tuck it under there nicely, but I don't have this outline running across under here, satin outline, right? So I am going to cut it, and you can do this in all 3 programs. Where am I at? Okay, so I am going to, all right, let me see. I want to bring this down. I'm gonna change the color so we can see it. All right, so I can use my auto digitize tool, which is what I did, to quickly create my outline, but then I'll go in and I will remove the top of it. You can do this in all 3 softwares. So even though I'm showing you guys how to manually digitize your outline, because I needed to learn how to do it, but guess what? I just showed you a faster way that you can do the same thing. And we all have that tool available to us in all 3 programs, right? So now my outline, I'm gonna click on it. I am going to do my edit tool so you can see it. My outline is stopping right here, just as if I had manually digitized it. You said, wow. I felt like I was doing you all wrong last night. I was like, I'm gonna drop this dog on them. I'm like, I needed to digitize it with multiple parts in the body. I needed, oh my gosh, I was like, I really dropped it on them because I felt like we were there for 3 hours and y'all should get it. Look, right? I'm that teacher. So I figured, okay, you know what? Give them a win real quick, please. So y'all can do your outlines like that. You can do it in all 3 programs. Quickly do your outline and then remove the top. Like you see, this is exactly what I would have done. And guess what? This outline is more perfect than if I had digitized it manually myself. It's more perfect than that. Okay, so let's go into wireframe real quick, and I'm gonna zoom in. See, it stopped right here, and it stopped right there where I wanted to. Right, I have half of my outline. The outline is the black. It's catching my red. Remember, we spoke about that. I kept saying it over and over. Is a reason why we do this. And now I'm looking at my red, and I am gonna go in and adjust it because I don't need it to be that high up. I'm just gonna adjust it. Again, this was just a demonstration. Right, I needed to go across there. I know it's gonna cover. I'm good. All right, back out. Bring my stitches back, and I am going to delete you. Boom. I'm done. I'm done. It's that simple. It's that simple. So again, as you digitize, you will find simpler ways to accomplish your task. Now, depending on the software that you have, that task looks different, right? In Wilcom, when I say you guys have the creme de la creme, and you have the Mac Daddy of designs software, of digitizing software. This is the Mac Daddy. No apologies. It is the Mac Daddy. So it's a lot that you can do. But what I just did, it can be done in all three softwares. How to do it manually? What, create the outline manually? Sure. I sure can. I will use, now I can use multiple tools. Let me be fancy, y'all. Let me be fancy. Let me use my column tool. I think this is the right column size. And I am simply following the outline. Now I know I have an outline there, but I was follow the outline of that. Do I want to do my width? I think this width should be good, but it looks a little bigger. Let's see. Okay. I will change my color before I come on indoor. I'll make it green, and I will. There we go. That's it, manually digitized. It's a little smaller. I think I had it right the first time. Let me see if I could adjust it. I ain't do much with that. Let's do 9. Just leave it alone. I'll be doing the most. Just leave it alone. And I can move it up, and so it will be behind that. It took me like literally almost the same time, right? But guess what? Now I've learned 2 ways that I can create my outline, because I don't want this top part of it. Okay? Yes, I could have gone in with a run stitch and then turned my run stitch into a column. I could have done all of that, but again, I'm just demonstrating real quick how fast we could do it. So I use the tool that I know will convert it to a column right away, and it's as simple as that. Now, manually digitizing it was faster than me creating the outline and then going in and removing the top. If you all notice that. Manually digitizing it was faster than using my auto tool. I hope you all got that, right? But I showed you how to do it with an auto tool, and also how to do it manually. So sometimes you do have that auto digitize tool that you can use, but again, sometimes it's faster to manually digitize it. Like I showed you guys last night in Brilliance, how to use that tool where you just click on it and it converted to an outline for you. But you all saw that I had to take the time to go in and edit it and make it right? Make it, flow and lay correctly. Now, it would have cost me, I would have invested less time, of course. I would have invested less time if I had gone in and manually digitized it. And I did, because I manually digitized it, so you all saw that. It took me less time to manually digitize it. So learning how to manually digitize is definitely a skill that you want in your toolbox. You don't want to just be using all those auto digitized tools that's in there. Because, honey, if it does the outline like how it does, and I was like, oh, what do I do? You know how to fix it. All right, so that's our quick demo for today. I hope you guys caught something who are not part of our community. I need to take a quick commercial break. This is inside of our community. When you join for digitizing, I need to go on the other one first. Don't sing, girl. Don't sing. Let me pull that up. My software been moving. My computer been moving mad slow. This is our digitizing community. To get here, click my profile twice. My profile pic twice is gonna take you to my bio. Click that link in my bio, and it will be the first option that you get to, which will bring you to this. All right, we do digitizing using 3 softwares. Hatch, which we start that training on Wednesday at 6. Welcome is 7 to 8, and in Brilliance, Stitch Artist is from 8 to 9. And last night it was great. It didn't feel like 3 hours at all. I don't know about you guys, but it did not feel like 3 hours being in there, that I would get off and I get to talk. And I was like, you know what, let me go, because you all know I'll be up in here holding you all hostage all night talking. But it didn't feel like 3 hours. We were able to do the design. We did the design in all 3 softwares. This is the first part of the differentiation, right? Separating the software, because as the community grow, and I think Vonda spoke to this, as the community grow, I always want you guys to feel like you're getting that individualized training, like you're the only one in the room getting that training. And to do that, I had to separate the hours, right? Not doing it all together and then switching from program to program. So now we separated it and we start training at 6. Now if you have Stitch Artists, which starts at 8 to 9, which starts at 8, let me say that, you can join us at 6. Because while I'm in there, I literally call out the tools that you will use in whatever software that you're in. So if you join in and you in Hatch, I'm going to tell you what tools I am using that you are able to use it in Hatch. The fundamentals or the foundation that you're building is the same. It's just we're using tools that are named differently, basically. All right, so you join for digitizing and you will get into the community and you have access to our digitizing hub. In here you have access to the pre-recorded videos. These blues are pre-recorded videos, or I call them classroom. You can think of them as courses. Thank you all for liking the live. We had 41K. Nice. That's so nice. Maybe today I get to 100K, right? Look, me being delusional. Am I? Maybe. So these blues, you can think of them as courses, but I like to think of them as different classrooms with pre-recorded videos in there. All right. Digitizing with Welcome. In Brilliance, did I add Hatch, right? I haven't added the videos in Hatch yet, because again, it's 3 softwares that we're working in. If you have whichever one, you can look at it, because I am doing the same design in each one. Okay, but showing you the tools to use in there. These with the rocket ships, think of them as groups on the Book of Faces. Think of them as groups. All right, you will find your digitizing Zoom link in here. Also, I have another link, because sometimes I just, be like, okay, we're doing a meetup, we digitizing, or we crafting, meaning we sewing or something. You'll find the live Zoom links in here. Any digitized files or images that I am sharing for training, or period, like say I share a digitized file that you guys can use on your own shirts. You just can't sell my designs if I share designs with you, but you can stitch the life out of them. Doesn't matter to me how many you stitch out. That's cool. Business announcement will be here. Digitizing announcement. And also our chat, where you can post what you done. Even though it don't look too cute, you can still post it. Totally up to y'all. The replays are in here, right? All the replays. And then this one is in draft. The same thing if you join our business community. Both business and digitizing, you will have access to these. I haven't added the TT Live yet, I have to download those videos and I'll upload them here. Like when I'm live, I'll upload those videos right here. Okay, but both communities have access to the community hub. Okay, you join us for business. What do we do in business? Well, I have some of these in draft, but look at the rocket ship right now, and you have access to that. How to register your business with the SOS, also your EIN, that will be under there. When we do business training on Monday, the replays are in here. The replays are in here. Also, if we do, if our training happen to be about designing, that will be in here. All right, my Etsy and all of that is in draft. How to set up a Book of Faces business page. And anything in here has to do with business, period. All right, it has to do with business. Okay, so we have our business community and our digitizing community, because as we learn this skill, we have to learn how to make money from this skill and more. We do embroidery, why not learn how to digitize, period. I'm just saying, like, why not learn how to digitize? If you're tired of purchasing your design, you want to have more creative control of how your design stitch out or what you want your design to do. For instance, I may be looking for a design that have this type of feature on it, and I can't find it. But guess what? I can do it myself. I can create it myself. Maybe I find a design of a trademark that this, because they do sell them, and I want maybe a bow on each ear, and I can't find it. I can digitize it myself. I can come on in here and digitize it myself. And I'll be honest with you all, I use those for my live events. I don't put it on my website, but I use it for my live events. And some of them I do have it on my website on shirts that I did. But I can do it myself. I don't have to go searching for it, find someone on ET. You know, I have to buy what they give. You know, I have to settle for whatever design is out there. No, I have more creative control of what my design look like. So if you do embroidery, a natural progression should be wanting to know how to digitize your designs, because I can sell it on my own shirt, like I showed you guys the mama shirt. It's cut off. Let me see. Oh, it says I'm still streaming over here. Yeah, it's, oh, let me hide that real quick, yo, because when TTC the name, it be acting crazy. Hold on 1 second, let me check, because it says that I'm still streaming over here. Let me check, because that's a good view too though. You see my entire screen? That's a perfect view. My computer is running like mad slow, real slow, and last night in training it cut off twice. It says that my camera is back on. What camera is that though? Hold on. Oh, I am so tripping. So my mic, all those are off. Hold on a second, let me see. Okay, it's back on. Yeah, I see it on here. Yeah, it's back on. Okay, welcome back, Vonda. All right, so let's finish this up. Again, if you do embroidery, and if you are tired of paying for your designs, hopping on ET, buying designs, hey baby girl, and a lot of the times, how are you? Good morning. And a lot of the times the designs may not be up to par. I'm not saying all of them aren't, but maybe it won't be up to your standard or up to par. If you're tired of outsourcing your designs when you do digitizing service for your customers, if you're tired of that and you want to learn how to do digitizing yourself, not just strolling through other people live or hopping on the university or YT to learn it, join our community. I ain't knocking how you do it, but I'm just saying, join our community. You will not regret it. I promise you that. We do digitizing in 3 programs. We use 3 different software. All right, I'll change you in a minute. I'll change you. Let me go back to my color. We use 3 different softwares to digitize when we're doing digitizing. Let me make sure that I can see this. Make sure I can see this. And my head is turned because I am looking at my monitor on this side. Back to my running stitch, and I'm just changing tools. You almost missed me, Tam Tam. You almost missed me, baby girl. Cause I got some work to do. Y'all, I don't know. I seem like I'm a adrenaline junkie, y'all. I wait until the day of. Tomorrow is set up. Alright, I'm gonna change this a little bit. Alright, let me do this. I'm gonna redesign this one. It's a little different. It's a little different. And you all know I share with you guys all the time. Sometimes you will get an image and it's not exactly how you want it to be. So I am redesigning this. I'm not following the outline exactly. Again, I can do that because I'm digitizing my own stuff. I was on another line. Okay, got you. No, I didn't. You threw me all down in... Girl, you tossed me all down in a hole and you just left me there. Girl, no. I did not. I absolutely did not get through yesterday. Like, no. I ain't gonna lie to you. I didn't. I did not. I was like, Lord Jesus, what is going on? Stitch by Lee, welcome in. Good morning, good morning. It's a beautiful day. All right, I'm just switching between tools. Let me see. I absolutely did not, Tam Tam. I didn't. All right, I'm gonna do the same thing up here. Why? Because I can. I'm gonna do the same thing up here that I did with the last one. Are you below that? Okay, cool. I'll do the same thing, putting in some stamp. No, this is not stamps. I'm wrong. All right. All right, cool. All right, so that's what I did with that one. These rest, they are... Let me change that color. All right, and another thing I can do, I think I have all of them running correctly. Let me see. You to you, to you, to you, to you, to you, to you, to you. Okay, I think I have it running good. I'm going between my fill and my run stitch, and the reason why I did that is if I am stitching out this design, I was telling you guys that last night, I didn't throw all that at you because I felt like, Raise, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Let me follow you on my other account. Let me see. Let me see. I am happy you're here as well. All right. I need to follow you guys on my other account. Child, can I call you after this live? Let me call you after this live, okay? Because I know what I know. And what I don't know, honey, I don't know. And I don't even know that I don't know it. I'm just being straight up. Sometimes you don't know what you don't know. And I don't know. I know I don't know. So, let me call you after this live. You are not about to throw me down in no hole. I'm going to call you, FaceTime you, and you walk me through it. How about that? Let's do that. Because, girl, listen. I was saying that it was raining, and it's so amazing because I normally have a migraine. I can tell you when it's about to rain, all the back of my neck be hurting. I'm like you, I'm turned upside down. She flipped me, listen, she flipped me and spun me a million times, and I didn't know where I was. All I know, I was dizzy, and I was like, I'm not about to do this. I got stuff to do. I gotta get ready for training later. And if I focus on this, I won't be ready for training. And I guess I took it out on you all in training. I took it out on you all in training. But this, why I am adding run stitches or jump stitches between my objects, and yes, a run stitch is an object as well. But when I say object, I mean in my leaves, right? The reason why I'm putting run stitches between them is because I don't want my machine to stop every time it finishes a leaf and going on to the next leaf, right? So what I'm going to do is to make sure that my start and end points are meeting up, that it can actually allow my machine to continuously stitch out until it gets to the end of this leaf. And then now I'm gonna do my stem real quick, right? But before I do my stem, I am gonna go in. I think this is the first one. Okay, so I'm gonna go in, pull up my reshape tool. Okay, no problem, no problem. I'll talk to you later. I'll talk to you later. So what? I will definitely show you that in the community. I will. I should make a video of it, but I ain't gonna lie to you all. This weekend, like when I get off live, because I have a couple video that I did that I have to edit, and I also have to edit last night's training, split it up into the 3 section. But I most definitely, trust me, I'm planning on doing this, and you will do this. You still here? Nice, nice, nice. Thank you for joining. So I definitely will show you that in the community. I know someone was in earlier and they were like, can you show that again? I didn't, because this is a community thing. Like literally, I can't give you all the secrets while I am on live. Like, you know, I give you guys what I give you guys, and I think I share a lot, but it have certain things that I will keep for my members, right? And you are members, so I am planning on you guys doing this. Example, if we do a leaf in all 3 software, this might be, we might do this in Welcome, we may do something else with the leaf in Hatch, we may do something else with the leaf in Brilliance, depending on the tools that is available in each software, because this right here, we can't do it in every software, you know what I mean? So, not that I am. So I'm gonna move to the 3rd one, make sure that my start and stop points, because what I'm looking for is this right here. I needed to jump to that. Then I'm going to go to my run stitch tool, which is a little too, it should be coming from there, right? So you see that right there, that's a jump stitch from this leaf to that. So I know my machine is not gonna stop, it's just gonna run into that right there. And then when it's finished with this leaf, it's going to run into that. I'll move you to right here. Let me see, right there should be fine. And then it's gonna run into that. This is my next leaf. All right, I know I see this jump stitch right here, so I know it's gonna run into that as well. All right, so this leaf is gonna jump to this other leaf, making sure that I am right with that. Okay, cool. And then it's gonna run into my run stitch. So I know my machine is not going to stop. Let me move this up. So I move this up, I know my run stitch is gonna stop, right? Let me move it up some more. See that? It's gonna jump to that run stitch. See that jumps right there? I'm gonna move it up some more, and now I disconnected it. Y'all see that? So I'm gonna bring it back down. I needed to jump to that. Let me bring this down as well. I needed to jump to that. And also, okay, cool. Which one am I on? Okay, and then you. Okay, cool. Let's go on up here and I'm just readjusting because I know it's gonna jump to it, so it's cool. It goes to this one, start, stop. This one is right here, start, stop. Back to my run stitch, move it up a little. Because then I'm avoiding too much stitches being piled on here. Okay. Start, stop. Move it on a little. That right there is a jump stitch. I'll move it again. That's a jump stitch, so that's fine. It's gonna jump to this one, which is going to jump to this one. I'll do the same thing with this. Move you up some. It's gonna jump to that. Move you down. And you are going to jump to that one, which is going to jump to this one. And I'm going side to side because I did not want to go up one side of my leaf. Right? I go up one side of my leaf. Hold on. Let me just finish this. Let me finish this because I'll be doing the most. Alright, which will jump to this leaf, jump to that. My other run stitch will take it to this right here, which will take it to this final one. Alright, where my stop point at? I don't need you here. I need it to be right there, boo-boo. Okay. Alright. So like I was saying, I could have digitized it where I do this side of the leaf, you know, with my run stitches all the way up to this one, and then do run stitches to that, and then I'm run stitching all the way back. Again, I am thinking of my stitch count first of all, and then I'm also I'm thinking of the amount of stitches I'm piling on each other. So if I have to do another row of run stitching coming back down, that's 2 rows of run stitch. Again, that's on my fabric, on my material, and then under my stem. I have to go in and do a stem. So I have 2 rows of run stitching, plus my underlay, then my top stitch, right? To avoid that, I'm going side to side. It's stitch out fine anywho. So let me hide my stitches real quick and see what I want to do with my stem. Alright, I have you running to there, but I don't know if that's what I want to do though. So this is what I probably will do. Because I think I want my stem sitting under this. So let's see how we do that. I think I want my stem, oops. I need to choose something, right? Again, I'm switching tools. I think I want my stem sitting under that top one, but let's see how we make that look. Okay, especially if this is one color. Now, if I'm creating this and I'm gonna make my leaf, each leaf a different color, I am not putting those run stitches in there. I'm not. I'll say it again. If I am creating my leaf that it is one color, let me bring my stitches back. Girl, why? Okay, let me see if I like you. Okay, I could live with that. All right, so let me see something. My start and stop, and of course the software I'm sure is gonna start it right here. It's gonna start my stem right there. Don't make me a liar. There we go. Let me go into wireframe and see where's my leaf and where's my stem. Alright, so I will readjust it just a little bit. Alright, so it did that for me, and now I know that it is gonna stitch all this out. Let's see if it does. This is cute. Alright, I did these. This is so nice. Like, this is so nice for it. I mean, this is cute. It's nice. But guess what we did? We took cute and nice to the next level by doing it like that. Now, you see the definition? It really does now look like a real leaf, right? It looked like a real leaf. So let's see if this bad boy will stitch out the way that I said it will. Let me see something real quick before I do. Okay, start, stop. Okay, cool. All right, so let's put on our, I'm gonna hide my design. I always speed it up because I love speed. Success loves speed too. It's too fast. I'll do it over. Hold on. Success loves speed. All right, here we go. Thank you so much. I was thinking of throwing, well, not throwing, but letting you guys use this. Hey, K3Y, welcome in. Thank you for liking the live. We have a lot of members in here today. All right, so let's go. I'll do it slower because for me, when I'm running it through, and that's how you want it to run, right? Non-stop. So that's why I put in the run stitch. I want it to run non-stop right into my stem. Now I have to check my underlay on that stem. Give me a second. Let me come out of this and check that underlay on my stem. It's doing something that I was like, what are you doing? Hold on. Center run. I may want a second underlay. You can do a zigzag. I should be cool with a zigzag. That's cool. All right, so let's run it again. All right. Thank you. So there we go. I have to solidify so what, and because I do come on sometimes during the day, but I haven't gotten consistent with going live during the day because I really don't know what time I want to go live or how I feel about, I may have things going on during the day. So I do appreciate you getting up early because I think 8 o'clock for sure, I know I can do every day, right? I can do every day from Monday to Friday. I know for sure I can do 8. And then during the day, I'll just pop in, or in the night, I pop in. But yeah, and if we're looking at these two leaves, which one do you all like better? I like this one. I mean, this one is doing its thing, but I like this one. You know why? Because in my mind, y'all know how I am, and I'll say it again, I am competitive, and nothing is wrong with competition. I say that again. Nothing is wrong with competition. When I played ball for my country, first of all, we were competing to make the team. That's the first thing. Thank you, Crafty Mama. I love the fancy one. And I'll tell you why in a minute, right? We competing to make the team. Because you were a senior player or you were on the team the year before or the tour before, that didn't mean that you automatically made the team. Let's say we're going on World Championship tour or something. That don't mean that you made the team. And coming up to, let's say, World Championship or something like that, we have mini tours to get us ready. But I don't mean that you mean the team. So guess what? We got to compete, right? We got to compete to make the team. And then within the team, we are competing, which helped us get better. It sharpened our skills because we know, okay, this being, a part of the team is not promised. If someone comes along and outperforms me, there goes my spot on the team. So that's why I keep telling you guys all the time that competition is not a bad thing, but it's when we make ourselves each other's rival, then that becomes a problem, right? Now, the reason why I love the fancy one is not just for looks, is because I know not everyone is going to digitize something that looks like this. I know that every software is going to give you the ability to digitize a design that looks like this, right? So now I am selling my design. Let's say I'm using Wilcom and you using in Brilliance, for instance, not knocking the software. But I know, okay, my brilliance users may not be able to create something like this. So that helps my design stand out. Okay? We hear about the USP and USP, you know, your unique selling proposition. I like to say it is my unique selling position. It's not a proposition, it's my position. And this helps me stand out above my competition, because we are competing, believe it or not, we're competing, but again, not a bad thing at all, but we're competing, right? So it helps to bring me above my competition and help me stand out. This is my unique, this is my USP basically. Again, we have past recording on that in the business academy, but this is my USP. And because I know a lot of people, um, they want to invest as least amount as they can. You know what? I shouldn't say that. Let me take that back. A lot of people, when we get into the industry, it's not that we want to invest a least amount. So I apologize for that. I got to take that back. I may be following someone and they're teaching me how to use a certain software, right? So obviously I'll go get that software so that I'm able to follow along, right? And a lot of the times the software that they're teaching is the hobbyist version of the software. So I know they can't do this or they're not doing this. So I want my leaf to look like this. That's just me, right? Because I know, okay, they might be able to do this one and I want my leaf to stand out. So I'll do this one. Obviously, I'll do this one. All right. So again, quick commercial break. Let's hop into the community. If you want to join our community, click on my profile twice, my profile pic twice. It will take you to my bio. Click that link in my bio and it will bring you to a page. The very first option, join our community. When you click on that, it will bring you here. You can join our digitizing business, or you can join both. We do digitizing training using 3 different softwares: Hatch, Welcome, and In Brilliance. And that is on Wednesday night. Training starts at 6 o'clock. 6 is for Hatch, 7 is for Welcome, 8 is for Brilliant users, Stitch Artists. And then our business training is on Monday nights. So if you are part of both academy, we get together twice a week. In the business academy, what we're looking and focusing on is building our business so that it is fundable. It's a beautiful thing, y'all, when you can go purchase a vehicle in your business name, when you get business credit cards, when you can get a business loan. It's a beautiful thing because now you can scale. You can scale your business. You can start other businesses. Thank you, K3Y. I can start other businesses. Is this something wrong with having multiple businesses? No. But sometimes we feel like it is, like we need to only have one business and that's the business we focus in and that's the business we're running in. The reason why I am not opposed to multiple businesses, because I'm looking at the people who doing it, they have multiple businesses, like multiple, they probably have like 500. 500. I'm just saying, I'm probably exaggerating. But they have a lot of businesses. And the reason for that is any one business that you have will cap out. There's just so much funding and so much credit cards you can have in that business name. Like I can have a credit card for every company out there that offer credit cards. But eventually, I'm going to have all the credit cards. If I have 2 and 3 businesses, then I have credit cards for every company that's out there for 2 and 3 businesses. Guess what that does for me? That increases my spending limit across the board. Now I can liquidate from each card if I choose to and invest it in something else. Maybe real estate, maybe land, maybe another business, right? I can diversify my portfolio. So that's what we go on in our business academy. We really go to the back end of stuff, building our website, building our business, period. So you can join for both, or definitely make sure and hop in on the digitizing training. Inside of the academy, you are able to share your work. These some of the digitizing. I really like this. I really like this, and it truly does look like someone is up here praying. Well, two someone's is up here praying. It's so cute. Yes, yes. Like, listen, what you want to do, if you're gonna join the business, go ahead and join for both because then you get it for less. So again, I don't want you all to cancel, but you will need to cancel your digitizing training if you are joining for both, right? Because what will happen, it will keep charging you for that digitizing training and the other one. But that's the better deal on that. Join for both. And I'm telling you guys, like, yes, we're learning the skill of digitizing, but we also want to know business, and it is more important, quite frankly, I would say more important, but it is like that fundamental piece that you need to start making money. Listen, it's not about a sale. And look, I'm gonna get to preaching. Let me hop on my soapbox real quick. It's not about making a sale. It's not. Yes, we want to make sales, but again, you look at pricing. Are you pricing your items to make a sale, or are you pricing your items to make profit? Which one, right? So when I say that it's not about just making a sale, that's what I mean. Because a lot of the times we price our items based on, okay, I want to make a sale because I want to feel like I made a sale, right? And then when we break it down, we didn't make no money. We didn't make no money, but we made a sale. But now I need to reinvest into my business, and guess who pocket I'm in? I'm in my own pocket because my business is not making money because I'm not pricing my item to make a profit. We teach all that in the Business Academy. Pricing, the business fundamentals. I live on WordPress. Like right now, my community is on WordPress, and it is very much so set up. Like, I don't know if you all ever heard of School, and a lot of people have their academy or their courses on School. Mine's, I built it myself on WordPress, and it functions and run in here. You can think of in here as you being in a group on the Book of Faces. It operates the same way. I can go in and I can create my own posts, right? I can go in and I can reply to someone's post. I can like someone's post. That's how it functions in here. I created this myself. I built the site myself. I built all of my websites. So I teach you how to do that as well. Pricing, building your website. Hey Risi, thank you for liking the live. Building your website. Is that, I'm telling you guys, that back office stuff a lot of the times is what stops us or prevent us from building wealth, because we don't want to pay attention to it. We rather pass it on for somebody to take care of it for us. We busy looking at making a sale, but we are not making a profit, but we selling out. You know, we selling out, or we selling 100 shirts. I just got an order for 100 shirts, but you're not making any profit in that 100 shirts. You're not even making enough to pay yourself. You get what I'm saying? I may have invested, let's say, $500 to purchase these shirts, and maybe the prints to print on it, right? I may have invested $500 to purchase those shirts. Look, didn't we just move from digitizing to business? No, we didn't, because this is all part of our business. And as we learn skills, we learn new skills, we develop new talents, right? We enhance our gifts of whatever we are doing. It's all part of our business. It's all part of our business. We don't want to stay stuck, and we don't invest in our how they call it in the cosmetology or the beauty industry. They call it continuing education. That's what they call it. Continuing education. And each year or each 2 years in Georgia it is that I renew my license, I have to submit a continuing education certificate that I did from a certified course giver. I have to submit that. They need that for the garment decorating industry, but of course we don't have a license, so but when I renew my cosmetology license, I have to submit that every time. I have to submit that certificate each time. It's called continuing education, and they want to make sure that you're keeping up with what is current, what is new with the laws or whatever, right? Sanitation laws and all that good stuff. That's why they do that. We have to stop thinking that we can learn skills for free. We got spoiled into that, really. But the true skills that you want to learn, you're not going to learn it for free. You're not. You may pick up things here and there on YT or even when you join someone's live, but they ain't gonna give you the meat of the meat. Look, I say that, right? Reese, don't say nothing. Don't say nothing, please, because that's what I used to do, right? But most people won't give you the meat of the meat that you need to really elevate what you're doing. And it all bottlenecks, no matter what services you provide, what product you sell, they all gonna bottle right back into business. Okay, it's gonna bottle into business, and you just have to learn how to do business, how to run your business, how to operate your business, all from a standpoint of profitability. I'm building my business because I want it to be funded. Why? Because I need it to be profitable. I am building a legacy that I can pass on for generations to come. That my salon, my daughter can take it over, and I'd be like, okay, that's yours. I'm not building these things for me. I'm not right here be okay, I want to make $6,000 a day or a week. That's for me. Yes, I can take the money and I can help my kids out with it, but I personally, I'm not saying you all got to do this, but me personally, I am about building legacy. I have children, and I want to be able to leave a legacy for them, a business for them that they can pick up and run with, that they can, okay, here's, because I mean, shoot, they're in school, right? They're learning different things. Okay, come put that into the business and take it over. So that's my thing. My daughter and I, we work in the salon together. Sometimes I'll be like, "Girl, can you do my lashes? Yo, look at my lashes. Can you do my lashes, please? Can you put me on your books? Can I get an appointment?" I'm playing because I ain't got no lashes, right? We are building generational wealth. We say that all the time. You hear people say that all the time, right? I'm building generational wealth, and we are, right? We are. Because I can start doing digital marketing, and I can really start making money. I can make maybe $1 million in a year. But can I pass that on to my children? Maybe I can if I set it up correctly, right? Maybe I can set it up as an agency or something, and I can pass that on to them. I can pass that on to them. But if it's something that I am doing myself, maybe how am I going to pass that on? Maybe I can. If I think of a way, I definitely can. But as we build generational wealth, we have to understand that we are building that, remember, generational. Which generation are you building it for? Because sometimes our kids don't even know what we're doing. They're not even interested in what we're doing. All right? And we leave them that wealth. It may be gone in a week. It may be gone in a month, depending on how much we leave them. I've known of people who, the children inherit, let's say, their estate with their house and whatever, and they turn around and sold the house and gone about their business because they just want the money. So again, as we build generational wealth, y'all, make sure that you're bringing in the generation that you're building it for, that they understand and know the business that you are building. And again, I go right back to business, right? Let them know the business that you are building. Okay, so this is inside of our community. You can definitely share your work that we can share you on, or I might critique it. Don't worry about it, but you can share it. I did separate some things, so this is inside our chat. All right, so this is what we did today. It is 10:45, so I need to hop off. I may come back on live on my other channel. I know I said that yesterday, y'all, but look, life be lifing, and I had some things to do. Back office stuff, and my back office stuff tend to take me a minute because I'm moving from this to that. I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and it's just stuff I can't do when I'm on live. Period. What's the other channel? Oh, my bad. Let me see. Let me type it in here. I'm gonna say hey, all caps. with a hand. It's Kids Envy. It's Kids Envy. Again, another brand. That's my other brand. We have a couple of brands. So when I say we have multiple businesses, we do. So this is my kids. I just put it in there. Let me pin it. Okay. That's my kids account. When I say kids account, that's my account. That's my, I know, right? I be keeping thing on the low low. I be keeping stuff on the low low. But it took me a minute to get my accounts or get my businesses, I would say, cleaned up, for lack of a better word, right? Because we were doing everything under Embroid Inc. And sometimes it could get a bit messy and even confusing in a way. So I took the time to go ahead and separate as much as I could. Now, we are in the same field because we started as Embroid Inc., providing product and services, okay? Providing product and services, meaning really we started providing services, embroidery and printing services. And then we started selling our own merch. Thank you so much. Thank you. Like, thank you. And listen, y'all are, with me behind you guys, you're going to get there too. You're going to get bigger than me. Like, for real. But it took me a minute cleaning it up. So now Kids Envy have its own website. I'm in the process of updating it because some of the stuff on there I need to update it. But we have Kids Envy where we sell our kids like finished tutus, finished shirts, kids stuff. Mostly girls. I'm kind of biased. You would think I don't have boys, but I do. But kids stuff. So that's why the name is Kids Envy. And again, I attempted to make my business name speak to the industry that is speaking to, but as generic as I can. So that's Kids Envy. We also have Craft and Blanks where I sell my blank tutus, my embroidery designs, blank shirts, ribbons, stuff like that. So that's Embroidering, Kids Envy, Craft and Blanks, and then we have the Academy. So it took me a minute to separate it. On here, the name would be Crafting Blanks and Net Digitizing 101, but it's Crafting Blanks. So when I come on, I am doing stuff, Crafting Club. So I'm doing stuff that pertains to the club, that pertains to crafting. So I did come on and I did some tutus. I was like, nope, I don't want to do that again. So I'm going to do that on my other channel, which deals with what I'm selling, right? We can get hair lashes. I know that's right. And guess what? My salon is what financed embroidering, right? My salon, I'll say it again. My salon is what financed Embroid Inc. because I used my salon's credit cards, loans from my salon, and that's what financed Embroid Inc. The big equipment when we started. That's what did that. So when I'm sharing with you guys that you can use one business and have another business that you can start, but you want that business to be able to stand on its own leg. I'm telling you, I'm sharing with you guys stuff that I did within my own business. Can I go get yes, you can go get hair, you can get lashes, then you can buy and wear. You can buy tutus if you want to make your own, buy the blanks, or you can get finished tutus and all that good stuff. You could be all dolls up. Listen, we got services for the kids and for the mom and the dad as well. Come on, let's go. That's the only thing with that. My salon is in a different industry. That is in the beauty industry. And everything else is in the garment decorating industry, right? Hey, Trini Stitches is in the house. Right? Everything else is in the garment decorating industry. So that's the only thing, right? But in the garment decorating industry, look at how much brands we have within there. We providing services, we selling products, digital and physical products, we teaching. So you can create multiple streams of income through one business and just branch out, and it won't be overwhelming, nor would it be confusing as well. You know what I mean? Sometimes it gets to be a lot, I would say, but again, we all have 24 hours in the day, we all have 7 days in the week, and you just have to, find ways to balance what you're doing. That's it. All right, so guys, if you are new to my live, check out our community, and I will see you guys over on my other channel, because I have some tutus here that I need to put bows on. So I ain't gonna be teaching nothing, y'all. I'm gonna be working. Y'all can join me on my other channel. I'm gonna say hi again. Let me see if I could find it here. So I'm gonna type it out again. Let me see. Yep, right here. Y'all can follow me on that other channel and join me over there. So I am about to hop on off. Thank you guys for the like. We are at 50, almost 55,000 likes. Like, I appreciate y'all so much. Alright, y'all. So I'm about to hop off, get something to eat, then I gotta do this stuff. I am going to edit those videos probably tonight or later on. I'm gonna edit it. I don't know if I'm walking with my computer, because my husband gonna be looking at me sideways like, we at an event and you doing what now? You're recording your screen, creating videos. So Usa, I will see you guys on my other channel. I definitely gonna go live over there, because I have these tutus to put bows on. So I'll catch you guys later. That will be greater. So catch you guys over my other channel. Talk to you all later. And thank you all for joining. I need to say that. Thank you all so much for joining. I do appreciate you all coming in, liking the live, sharing the live. I'll pin it again. It's called Kids Envy. You're gonna see me make tutus. I normally don't go live on that channel. I just pinned it. I normally don't go live on that channel, because y'all know how I love to talk, right? Y'all know I just be talking, and when I get to talking, I act like I can walk and chew. So I be talking and I'm real animated. I be like, yeah, y'all. So I ain't gonna be talking much over there. I'm gonna be putting bows, which shouldn't be difficult. Putting the bows. And maybe I'll run through some other tutus, but that's what I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna get something to eat. Again, thank you all for joining me. All 13 beautiful souls that's in the room right now. Thank you all for liking and sharing the live. I hope I have impact some information that is helpful to you guys in your digitizing journey, in your embroidery journey, in your business journey. Okay, so again, continue to do what you love and love what you do, and I will catch you guys later. All right, my TT fam, let me hop on over here on my streaming software and